Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And yeah, we're going to do kind of a follow-up to a video we did a couple of months ago talking about how anime localizers and game localizers are probably living on borrowed time. And it looks like we're getting closer and closer to the singularity that will, well, we might be getting closer and closer to the actual singularity, but the event that will basically make that career choice non-viable. And here we have the VLC player, which has been around for a very long time. Most of you probably have this little cone on your desktop. I know I do. But they are starting to demo real-time AI subtitling for other languages. So if you watch some anime, and maybe it's not an official release, but you've got it somewhere on your hard drive, and you don't know what they're saying. Maybe it doesn't matter what they're saying because it's more about the visuals, but you want to know what they're saying. It can translate it for you, which means we don't need localizers anymore, because historically Japan has relied on Western localizers, translators, to not only translate the work, but also add their own little special something to it. And lately, that little special something has been a lot of activism.
Well, how accurate is this?
I don't know. They're just rolling it out. I'm sure it's going to have some glitches here and there, but all you do, it's just like...
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, well, that's like when they first started rolling out the AI English subtitles on YouTube. Years ago, our daughter used to do toy unboxing. She used to do like unboxing videos of like Littlest Pet Shop and Monster High dolls and stuff like that. And yeah, it really botched a translation on her the one time because it had her dropping the F-bomb a couple of times in the video.
Yes.
And I'm like, why can't this video be played? I'm like, oh, because in the subtitles, she's telling people to go F off when
That wasn't what she said.
That's not what she said. So it's gotten better, but now we're talking other languages too. So now we're talking it's going to translate Japanese into English, and it's probably going to be a better translation or a more direct translation. More accurate. And I don't think it's going to be in English either. I think it'll use AI to make it make sense, right? Because we've gotten some bootleg DVDs before that of unofficial, and we're like, what the hell are they talking about? Like, what are they talking about? Like, hey, I don't think this release is official.
They think they lied to us.
I think they might have lied to us, right? And I think that's some fan art on the box. I don't even think that's official. Anyway, we're going to talk about it. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe. For more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys, you will get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com. Check out the paywalled content that we have out there. Check out the merchandise, the wonderful wall of merch. We don't push our merch as hard as some people do. But we got merch out there, so thank you very much. And this is kind of a follow-up to everything that's been going on right now, that localizers are kind of going on the attack on social media and, going after anime fans. I'm like, you're really on thin ice right now. Like, between the auto translations and the fact that they can take the original voice actors from a Japanese anime and basically use AI to dub in English with the original voice, you're on borrowed time. Like, it's going to end pretty soon. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying the technology is there. And with all the headaches that these studios have had dealing with localizers and with voice actors and all this shit over the last couple of years, it is a very attractive solution to just be like, you know what? Robot. That's it. Robot. And now anybody can do it. So this just broke today. This is The Verge. VLC player demos real-time AI subtitling for videos. Videoland shows off the creation and translation of subtitles in more than 100 languages, all offline. So you basically can just download a video file and it'll translate it into your language. They said, it was demonstrated on the floor of CES 2025 with automatic AI subtitling and translation generated locally and offline in real time. Parent organization Videoland shared a video on Tuesday in which the president shows off the new feature, which uses open source AI models to generate subtitles for videos in several languages. So this is the end of localization. Right?
Yeah, eventually. Yeah, as soon as I get it up there.
I mean, you're going to have, well, I mean, that's the thing too. Like, if anybody can translate or get an accurate translation of a video offline, what's the purpose of even buying like, a copy of, because if you can pirate it now, right, and people are going to do that.
Condone.
I'm not condoning pirating. I'm just saying if you can get a Japanese language version of something or a Korean language version of something from some place that's maybe not officially available in the US, and the only incentive you had to buy a copy was to get an accurate, or that's
it's not, you don't get accurate anymore.
Was to get a functional English translation or dub. There is no longer a need for that.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, it's been like that for a while because Neptune and Uranus weren't cousins.
Yeah, right.
I know that one of the things Squid King wanted for Christmas was a Ultraman DVD of some sort, but it was something that was not in English and it was only in Japanese. And I didn't buy it because I was like, he's not gonna be able to understand what's going on. But now he probably could.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is going to be the game changer. And this is something that I know YouTube is even working on right now, that they're talking about dubbing your videos into other languages eventually. So you can, like people could be listening to us in Japanese or Korean or, whatever. And it's going to supposedly be an accurate translation, because there were services out there that would, because we actually experimented with it. We had a Spanish language version, but we had some Spanish speakers, native Spanish speakers, come to us and say, hey, yeah, this one doesn't sound anything like you, and two, the translation's wonky.
Yeah.
Right. So, but you're still going to have people check it. But yeah, that just is like one more blow. And this might actually be a huge blow against Western anime distributors anyway, because it's going to be like, why buy a legit copy of it if you can just download it or get the Japanese version and port it? What's the purpose, right? They said AI powered subtitling has been under development for some time in the form of a plugin using OpenAI's speech recognition system Whisper, but this new demo appears to be built directly into the app and generates translated subtitles in real time. There's no word on when the feature will roll out. So Videoland celebrated 6 billion downloads. 6 billion people that can translate their own anime without localizers. Yeah, I think it's, as a viable career field, I think it's over.
Yeah.
There's literally no reason to go into this, especially with people complaining. It's even hitting mainstream media outlets like Fox News, for God's sake. They didn't even talk about this stuff usually, but they were talking about all the woke translators injecting current year Western politics into Asian shows. And that's going to end.
Yeah. I don't know what else I can add to this, so yeah.
Yeah, it's just like there's been so much backlash against it. It's like Japan is just going to do it themselves. Korea, China, they're just going to do it themselves. I hope it's not weird like some of those Netflix shows. They use... Who's dubbing the shows? Because I've listened to the English language tracks on some of the K-dramas, and they sound really weird.
Oh, the English ones? Oh, yeah, they're terrible. They have no personality, so I think they might be, sometimes they're people, but sometimes they could be, computer generated because they have no personality in their voice at all. I mostly just try to read the subtitles. The only time I listen to the ones that are dubbed is if I'm trying to do something else at the same time and I can't read it.
That's it, because that's one thing. The one advantage of having a dub is that you can be doing something else and listen to it in the background, but then you realize that you could be getting a completely different show, right? But I'm sitting there thinking, like some of these shows, the K-dramas especially, it's always the same plot. It's like, okay, here's the rich unattainable guy and the kind of, homespun girl. And
his mother is going to get in the way.
And the mother's going to get in the way, and somebody's going to wind up in the hospital. And then they have
white truck kills somebody. They've got a real problem with those white trucks and K-dramas.
Is it always a white truck, like a delivery truck always kills somebody?
Something like that. There's always somebody, not always, but I can't tell you how many times the white truck shows up.
So Geeky loves these K-dramas,
I do.
right?
I love them so much.
She watches them all the time. And actually, it was anime was the gateway into that, because it was Boys Over Flowers.
Love Boys Over Flowers.
We watched the anime, and then it was they have a live action show of it, and then that kind of they have a Korean version of it. Oh, there's a whole bunch of Korean shows that are basically just the plot of Boys Over Flowers repeated.
Not all of them, but
not all of them, but it's the same.
It's not always the same
Story beats, and I'm like, oh, did they get to the hospital scene yet? Did the ex-girlfriend who's better
Yes,
than
it's
this
always
girl show up
or
yet?
girl who's interested. That's like, should be acceptable. But she's like a nasty piece of work.
Yeah, the bitchy ex-girlfriend or
Yeah.
fiance, or I'm from America and you're just riffraff, and I'm rich and you're not. And it's always the same. It's like very seldom do you ever get like a rich woman who winds up with a poor guy in one of these shows.
It happens.
Anyway, are we?
There's one where she ended up with her cat.
Wait, what?
Her cat turns into human, and she ends up with her cat.
Well, there's one where she turns into a chicken nugget too, and I'm like,
I know.
I mean, that's not saying much. Like, damn.
I love Korean shows. They're like my favorite thing. I mean, that and like, paranormal shows, like two things I'll watch.
All right, we're going to wrap this up.
Yes.
There you go, guys. If you're working as a translator, localizer, dub voice actor, again, not throwing shade at all of you. Some of you are okay. Some of you really just keep the politics out of it. But I'd keep your resume updated because it's going to change very, very quickly. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.